Hello and welcome everybody to King of the Hill on Raptor Crater. We have had two comms start in the middle where they shouldn't, but that's a nice medal dono for the Kings to start off with. Just to run you down for what is going on, we've run ourselves 9 Kings in the middle of the map, 8 positions around the outside, 1 Super Eco in the middle against what was 56 Peasants around the outside, plus 65 bonus for the players in the middle. Air is turned off, and a couple of other very minor tweaks. One of the big rules we don't allow for is do not use structures offensively. Joining me in the casting booth, as per usual, is Twig and Tank Tom, but a special guest, Two Pumps from Twitch fame, or Grumpiness from Beyond All Reason fame. Welcome to the casting booth. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
It's Two Pumps, I think __ on Twitch is the tag.
We will make sure to have a link in the description in case you enjoy his beautiful voice and you want to watch some of his streams. The after parties do tend to go to Two Pumps after the live events from us, so being a very nice opportunity to get him onto stream. Give him a big shout out in the comments and in Twitch and YouTube if you can, because it is quite early for him.
Okay, so looking around the map, we've got the usual eco corners going on, bottom right, top right, and top left, all going into a bit of communism. I think. Yep. No. Communism.
To really be seeing too much.
No, it's mostly just the bottom right. That's doing it really well. But yeah, going solo, I think we'll see some eco sharing though between those players. So King of the Hill, rules are 10-minute no rush timer. You can see the beautiful lava around the middle of the map. That is going to segregate all these peasants. We've got, how many have we got? We've got 56 of them currently.
56, so 2 of the comms have exploded already.
Yeah, beautiful medal donations.
All right, so let's get right down into this one. So, Grumpiness, you've played in both positions on this map before. What do you favor, kings or peasants?
I definitely favor kings, as I really like that economy bonus.
Good man,
good man. King through and through. I hate being a peasant, but because I feel so poor, and I feel like it's just too many players to coordinate with to do something really big and impactful.
You usually do take that middle position on Raptor Crater as well, so definitely loving that eco. Does that reflect your usual Beyond All Reason game style, getting a lot of eco?
No, not really. My usual playstyle is more of a wild card. I tend to eco a little bit early with just windmills and converters, and then I go and do some sort of whack play, be it hovercraft, a drop of snipers, or something interesting like that.
Very nice.
I normally go in for a play.
And so, since you go that mad eco, what do you like to start with, Cortex or Armada, and is there a reason?
I prefer Cortex Eco because the Aphises are cheaper and the tier 3 just is stronger. But if I'm needed early, I will definitely play Armada so I can get some Razorbacks out.
Good calls.
I do prefer Demons though.
The demon pushes on Kings.
Yeah.
They're a strong unit in regular matches, but with Kings just having that T3 so early, the demon is a ludicrously powerful unit, and 6,000 investment in metal just isn't too bad to lose to something like a D-gun. It's nothing compared to, say, losing a Titan or something along those lines, and they can usually do enough damage to kill a comm anyway just with their fire.
I think for Kings, one of my favorite competitions is early Armada tier 2 sniper welder push. I don't know if you've seen me do that in a few of the previous Sunday events, but it's gotten me some really good value. Totally killing a complete side in tier 2.
Very nice. I always struggle getting those welders up the ramp just because of the they're a little bit slower than something like the Jags, and I always I don't know what it is about me, but I always pick the worst lane to attack, and the snipers just don't have that arc of fire, so I can't return fire. But when it works, oh man, does it work.
So
for those of you that want a bit of for those of you that want a bit of a solid eco build in the middle, what's your sort of go-to? Do you look for a certain plus in power, a certain number of wind, anything along those lines before going into the fusions?
That one's for you, Grumpiness.
Me.
Yep,
When I go
you.
for the sorry, I go for like 600 E income before I go for a fusion. 600 to 1,000. It's pretty good for me. I'm not too concerned about the metal count because I'll usually eat my lab for it.
Yeah.
Just like I do in regular games. Just eat lab, get a fusion up quick, put lab back down, and pump units. But definitely 600 E to 1,000. Cortex, you can get away with 600. Armada, potentially 1,000.
Yeah.
There you go. So
Speaking,
if you want to give that center eco position a go, then aim for that 600 to 1,000 power, and then use your lab to get the fusion reactor. What sort of build turret configuration or time to build do you go for out of those build turrets for the
I
fusion?
don't really go for a. Like I said, I'm a bit of a wild card. I don't really have a standard timing or perfect timing, but my build con turrets I usually go about 4x10 in layout. I'll start off with a 9 block of 3x3 and expand that as I go. After that is probably like 2 converters to a fusion until I get to that AFUS, which is nice and juicy.
Speaking of APHIS, the bottom right-hand side just got their first one up. Conversion is coming on its way with the build power. So that's a scary thing to see that at 7 minutes 30.
Particularly seeing as they've already got the fusion up as well.
Yeah, that's insane. That's just crazy.
It's been a bit of a tragic story in the middle right now. Left was doing really good, but then wind dropped for a while, and that first fusion's still not up because all eco is wind, and they've had to drop down some solars just to get things going and get that first fusion down. So a bit of a stall there, and it's really going to delay that T3 coming up in the middle.
We do not have many fusions up in the middle at the moment.
No, it is a bit slow. Red's got theirs.
He's-
Manbear Pig's got theirs. Alright's all good. It's just yeah, it's just the actual middle player. Wow, this is what we're talking about with Ollie being the last game. Sorry, not talking about it this game, but on the last game we're saying how he gets the eco going into APHIS without any thought of units in that last minute and 30 seconds of the no rush time.
So in this top left position, I don't actually mind that. And there's a reason for it. This top left position, almost statistically impossibly, doesn't really send units at 10 minutes. I think I've seen it twice in recent history, but every other time it's been like 11, 30, 12. And so if you can greed that, you're going to have a huge advantage going into the mid game, because an APHIS with plus 65 is close to 100 metal. You can use that to just turn itself into new APHISs every 95 seconds, or you can use it to power whatever you want to do. We do see some defenses coming up now, plenty of build power there through the massed number of T1 constructors. So these are going to be up. These are actually going to be up close to on time. If 2 of those beamers come down in addition to the Scorpions, I reckon we will have enough to defend what's coming out here. Though, that being said, with 15 seconds to go, the number of units is starting to build up. So this risky play might not actually work out for Ollie.
All depends if units are sent or not at that 10-minute mark, and I think they're going to get lucky because it doesn't look like there's too many. We've only got 20-ish units ready to go. 10-minute mark,
and they're coming in slightly piecemealed, which means that it is possible for some of these to be cleaned up. But 1 beamer and a Scorpion is not going to be enough to clean all of this up. Actually, I might.
If you run them straight at the defenses, probably
if they
will
don't
be.
all come at you, then it's gonna work out for you. So this is going to be successfully held, which is absolutely crazy. The peasants had an opportunity to win right here, but Kukado's units did not go in at the same time.
Oh wow, look at the leak in the bottom left.
Does look like the bottom side of the map is going to be a bigger problem.
All the ticks from the bottom left are really going to hurt. If they go straight onto the middle and don't die from the
Oh,
chain
no.
reactions, they're probably going to find the main eco in the middle.
I think this force is going to find the main eco with only one beamer to stop it. Those incisors are getting in as well, though they have stopped to deal with it. Does it look like the conversion's going down? Trying to eat all
yes,
the
he
ticks,
gets
but that's it. That is that's a big
That's gonna
problem,
hurt.
and that sets the Kings back massively.
I think
Since
he'll
you
be
are
fine.
the-
He's got spare build power on the left and a lab.
That's true.
He's
Not
instantly wiping out some
everything, so they
converters
can
and saving
recover.
himself.
It will delay him for a little while. Although at this point,
Not
the Kings
badly,
have
actually.
stabilized fairly
Ecos
well.
are
The
pretty
ecos are
matched, like 20%
Yeah.
That's
different.
good. There you go. So you're right. As the experienced eco player, you called that super well. Able to get himself back in the game really quickly.
He's opening some demons, and Duffy's just got his tier 3 lab down. Instantly kills 300 vanguards. Okay.
I have noticed that the Duffy style is to do that massive Q rather than using repeat. He will use, I think it is Control Shift or something along those lines, and then
Yeah,
you click
he's-
on the unit to give you 300. I've always wanted to ask him why it is that he goes that route. Second leak coming through Potato's lane. Com gets a couple of good shots on there and a couple of D guns, but these units are still there. They are still eating the build power, and again, if you can keep resetting this build power over and over again, it is going to do good things for you. But enough of it has been cleaned up. Incisors in the base again, though. Few LLTs to deal with this, and a demon, though inside the bases, demons are terrible for defense because they 100% kill your own and your allies' stuff. I just had a question. Air is in fact disabled. That is why it is off.
Well, Ollie's continuing with those officers. He doesn't want to attack until he's got at least 20 of them, I reckon.
I mean, look, it's not the wrong decision if your players are if your players are well, okay, that was just T1 conversion. If your players are not getting aggressive enough, then you may as well go into as much eco as you can reasonably handle, because every little bit that you can get will help, and at this stage pushing up those ramps is going to be quite difficult. Look at the beamers, look at the pop-ups, and the comms in position. This is not something that you're going to break super easily anymore. You have sort of two choices: try and sneak out at 10 minutes and do the damage that you can, or try to break out with overwhelming force. It has to be one or the other.
We did see some gremlins down there right in the range of the demon. Unfortunately, teammates' units went through the gremlins, meaning that their invisibility did not take effect, just popping the spray damage of that demon. Gotta remember to build
But
those
a
counter
few
intrusions.
A few more of them are moving around the map, and I do think that that is something really important to note. Even though the counter intrusion is a bit of an expense early on, it is 100% worthwhile getting at least one per 2 players, just to try and make sure that you don't have to fall to the gremlins. The gremlins are a big threat, particularly in the early game while space is still available. It does look like they have been spotted, though. A couple of them have been spotted. A few, though, making their way through, so the ones destroyed, they thought they got them all, but they're still heading into the base. Might be intercepted again. There we go, taking out some build power. Those
Not enough to chain react. Close.
Oh, that was
Body
amazing.
blocking.
The Lazarus actually body blocked. That was not something you see every day. A by chance body blocking. Nicely done. Middle is back to ecoing, and it does look like with those 3 APHIS online, Ollie's going into those units, getting a nice strong T2 push going up there to try and deal with problems. And hopefully that will help with Warlender, who is currently getting sieged down from the high ground by a handful of Sheldons. Just to let you know, Pesico, do not finish that Persecutor.
Where is that one? Up there. Alright, we finally have maybe our first push out down the bottom right at a Potatoes lane. We've got some demons. Note they've been turned around. There is just too much damage being done by these vanguards as well. The T1 support out of these stouts.
I think our first push out would be Warlander, Twig. Warlander
Yeah.
looks to be the most aggressive king at the moment.
Yeah.
It does indeed, and this push does have some potential, especially with those ticks running ahead. The problem is that they're going for the top of the ramp before the ticks actually get there, so losing most of those welders in the process. Still a couple of welders and snipers, plenty to deal some good damage. I do like this though. On the high ground there is a rattlesnake that is great for defending these two passages, but damage is being done and they can reset. I think they'll get the reset on the APHIS being built here by getting the build power and the conversion. Whoop.
With this
There
push
you go.
that he's
It
doing,
did get built. Unfortunately, you were warned, Placebo.
Pasito.
Pasito, unfortunately, you are out.
So
Yeah,
if whoever takes their
unfortunately-
base, just if you can delete those, thank you.
You were warned,
Yeah.
and you were warned, in fact, 3 times in chat. That is
responded.
Right, they're gone. Paying attention back to these
So-
welders, are they going to get that conversion? They do. So now
They
just
are indeed.
fusions left behind. I think we need to. Can we actually see this from Warlander? Focus on that
there were
commando.
some ticks up there, so player view does in
Yeah.
fact show that. Just making their way around, trying to stay out of range of that Persecutor. The snipers are going to get the damage done, and that catapult is going to finish it off. Nicely done. And this is a good high ground position. Unfortunately, stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. Rosie's there with a comm. We have Smokey on the high ground dealing damage with that Persecutor, and we've got Marauders coming from the front. So I do think this push is going to be shut down, but it means those units aren't on the front line where Red is pushing up at the moment. Bormont is doing a good bit of damage up here, and in fact we've had a big push out by Oratab, making their way around the map as we speak. So King's doing a good job of pushing out, and I think that this top right corner is going to be in a lot of stress.
I'm just waiting
Two
for
pumps.
Man Bear Pig on the right to make their call, and I think they're about to do it now. There's a lot of Marauders. We've got a lot of spiders. If we can see this all push at once. The one thing that's missing is the spam.
The spam is always critical. So 2 pumps, if you were in the eco position right now, would you be ecoing up or pushing or trying to help some of these pushes get the damage done that you can, or defending bottom lane?
The way that it's looking now, when I can see 2 lanes are pushing out, I would probably eco up and just make enough units to stabilize the lane, like Potato's lane that keeps leaking through. I'll try and seal that plug, eco up, probably get like 5 to 10 catapults out. They're really good to poke damage over the hill. That's pretty much what I'd be doing until I get to the bigger units like jugs and stuff like that.
I like it. Support the lanes, but keep that eco rolling. And this is one of the greatest things about today's episode. We do get the insight from a very experienced center player that doesn't just follow the exact same build every time. So if you do have questions for him, throw them up in chat or jump onto the YouTube comments after the fact, and we will get those questions answered for you.
Those Marauders did manage to punch through on the left, and they're just walking their way around. They didn't have spam, but they are the spam.
I do like cheap T3 units.
Warlander's sniper push, I would like to see some radar and jammer bots with those. It is really, really strong, especially against cloak commanders.
Agreed, because as soon as the comms pop up, they basically instantly die, and it's very hard
Yeah.
to destroy the snipers while they are inside those invisible bubbles. Does look like a bit of a hard fight for all players around at the moment. The bottom side of the map is just continuing to suffer, and it's about to get a lot worse once the T3 comes online properly from Duffy, all the way up to 10 APHIS. If you look at this map, it is just covered in wind and conversion.
Wow.
All these players getting ready to come online. I think that there'll be... Nope. I was going to say 2 more APHIS just to complete everything, but it is the conversion that's going down, and it is the Vanguards coming out. these vanguards are going to make life very, very difficult for Potato, who is currently trying to get that APHIS down.
If you're the middle player in this situation, surely you'd give one of your APHIS across to Potato just so he's got that economy to be able to build enough units to defend.
I mean, realistically, what he
Yes.
needs is the conversion more so. He's generating plenty of energy. It's just not all going to something. Metal is still high. So what's needed is build power, and then if any of that starts capping out, then 100% move one across.
At this point, if I look at the middle ecos base, I've got 2 tier 3 labs. I would probably just give Ollie Potato one of the labs and put some build power on it for him, and let him
Yeah.
make what he needs out of that, and share my eco.
Roaming
Man.
build power is very strong.
Ollie has a really solid push here, and I think this is a game-winning composition right here. But it depends on his micro with the catapults. But he could
Yep.
definitely win with that.
That's 9 catapults right there, can really push. You could just be blind firing up over these hills as well, hoping for some of those commander pushes, and you're about to see one just as I say that. That commander might... Oh, 20% left. Demon finds it anyway. And yeah, this is going to be a good push. We
And
need to keep these
the
demons
demons
ahead.
the demons pushing the vanguards off, so the catapults
Yeah.
are going to get good positioning. There's just enough firepower in front of them to protect with these marauders, so these vanguards are going to start dealing bulk damage right now. And because of all of the pressure that Manbear Pig has put on, a lot of the defenses were consumed taking out the marauders. And so this is some big potential for this corner, and it's right before they're coming online too, with the 8th APHIS nearly complete. Units are starting to come out, but they needed to be out just that fraction earlier. He's going to get one vanguard.
The Razorbacks are coming out just to take out these catapults. So the catapults were following those demons. The demons are a lot faster. You need to keep a couple units always around your what do they call them? The fire support units, being the catapults. One good thing though is they're very distracted, and we've got some what are they called? Kargis on the right coming out of Warlander.
Oop.
No, we've got another rule break.
That
happen. Where
See
Ladies
some
and
radar
gentlemen.
jammers with those catapults.
Juno. I don't
Where
know where
is
that
that,
comes
Juno?
from.
That's a no-go, Jono.
So Junos, if you are a peasant, make sure you keep your Juno firing to outside of the map. It is not okay to be destroying the spam where it is being created, because there is limited space. Let's see where those are coming from, if I can.
Ollie doing very well with these demons right now. Just destroying the second biggest eco in the top left corner. Just the one in the very back to go now. With these... Oh, there are no more... There's 3 catapults left over.
Those demons, though, are likely to make their way in anyway.
You know, whenever I make it up one of these ramps, I'll always send a unit right to the edge of these cliffs just to do a little peek over, and you'll see it pop up on my screen from the player view. You can see the build power there. And if he was on the other end, he'd probably be able to see the APHISes. But I think it should have enough just to walk around. That will be the first corner that falls by the looks.
They will, sorry, I was trying to find the Juno, but I just cannot find it for the life of me. It may have already been deleted. But yes, use Junos
There's 2
defensively.
Junos, yeah.
Whereabouts?
I'm pinging it on the map. Can you see?
Yep.
He's eating it.
Yep, good. We don't have any problem with you using them. You just have to use them defensively outside of the in your portion
Just
of the map.
Shoot
that's
the
biggest
ramps
problem.
is the safe thing.
Yep.
'Cause that belongs to no one.
It just gives it means the kings can reroute the spam instead of just losing it straight away, or the peasants can do the same.
Loads of marauders in Potato's lane. All the way through.
Oh,
Oh dear, we missed that one, and they're going to get the APHIS too. There is a behemoth here to take them out.
the behemoth
Friendly
kills
fire
APHIS.
the
Oh, I
Of
love
course
that.
it did. Oh no, and we've got friendly fire from the comm just there, but it does look like that is enough to keep Ortab alive. So Potato is completely reset, but has been given 3 fusions, hopefully a little bit of conversion as well. Hopefully they can get back into the map. Build power is one of the big... There we go, there's the build power and the T2 lab. That is going to be one of the biggest things needed. But this bottom right-hand side has just never let him get back into the game. So it's going to be up to this top left side to break through and then change the location that they're fighting in. The demons... Good damage being done by the demons. Those
keep getting
catapults
taken
need
out,
to
though.
get up there.
What the catapults need to do is ignore pushing straight through the guts. These things, if they're standing on that cliff that he was at before with the demons, they can reach almost the entire eco space. So just send them to the left and shoot over the edge, and then that's the eco dead. You don't need to lose any more demons.
I don't actually mind, because of how slow moving they are, I don't actually mind sending them up and just trying to clear that corner with demons, because all it's going to take is one demon making its way down there in order to
Do you know
the
how many have
damage.
fallen? Look at the corpses. There's probably about
But
30.
that's because they're being sent in one at a time. Let the demons
So
build
bad
up
getting
for a
ready
second.
to dig on 2 jugs.
Where are we?
Oh, yep, Piece of Bread
Bottom
is
right.
going in, and Jalio
He's on
is
the way.
going in. Piece of Bread known for some strong D-gun power. Does look like...
He got them both.
Oh,
Does look like
nice.
he got them both, and Jalio got the other. So that is 90,000 metal knocked off the map. Juggernauts are good, my friends, but they are not good enough.
Those demons have made their way in.
And there we go, the demons have popped the side. So just, if you are in this situation, just let those demons build up. But just remember, there is so much metal now over here. Oops. What's going on with the pause?
We don't pause for lagging.
Is it a king that's lagging?
Maybe
or
it's
is
a
it
king.
peasant? Lefar is lagging. That is a problem, considering that Lefar is the center player. Does look like they have caught up now. Something to bear in mind, even if you're not the player over here, send reclaim bots over to this side, because if you look at the king's spending, there are 4 of the kings that are emptied out on metal, which means that even with the overflow of the players that are full, the kings are not spending everything they possibly could. That means that there is 100% worthwhile to grab as much of that reclaim as possible. If you do see that all of the kings have some level of metal, then then instead of grabbing the reclaim, try to get the res on here, because there is so much army just here. You could absolutely flood the board with it. Now, looking at the goings-on over here, we have a massive recluse push coming from Man Bear Pig. Sick of those marauders that have done a good job. Now it is time for missile artillery. They're going to take an absolute beating from that catapult, but they will manage to push their way in during this one. But only taking out essentially one position before getting cleaned up. So big investment for not too much damage right now.
One less
and
king
we
at
do
least.
have...
Sorry, one less
We do
commander.
have... that's true, that's true. We do have ambassadors, though, starting to nuke their way through a lot of the defenses, catapults too. So Edamon is going to have a bit of trouble soon, and doesn't have the eco, I don't think, to fully deal with this. Only on triple APHIS at this stage in the game. Which, bear in mind, I also am usually only on triple APHIS at this stage of the game. But it is going to be a little rough trying to hold those lanes unless he gets a sweeping help from Man Bear Pig. Just remember, if you are low on that metal, you can 100% grab yourself some T1 labs and just throw reclaim at that top half of the map. You'll get quite a lot out of it. Top right hand side now. That's a lot of T3.
Do we get our first Kings win in so long right now? I think we might. Don't want to jinx
This will
them.
be great. I do believe that one of the last comments that we had was that Kings can never win.
Really?
Oh wait, no, sorry, that was on the Winter Gaming video. They said it would be impossible for Kings to win.
That
I
is
feel
the
like
top-
kings win all the time.
I think we tend to put I think when Kings win, it's usually in a dominant factor. It's usually quite dominant, and so we usually end up putting the matches where the peasants win on YouTube because it's usually got more back and forth.
Yeah. Another jug goes down by Murdicus.
These comms are some of the most important units in the game when it comes to being a peasant. They stop T2 pushes, they stop T3 pushes, and the kings sometimes cannot have enough spam to deal with them. But in this case, with half the map cleared out, it does look like all of the kings, and with all the kings being alive, really good job on getting back into this, by the way, Potato. You absolutely suffered, and now look, all that build power nice and spread out, tick spamming your way through lots of T3 units under your control. Nicely done. It does pay to stay in these matches and stay competitive.
Jug up against Murdicus down on the bottom lane now. He's realised there is just too much spam to get to that Juggernaut, so lessons learnt here by the pink player, by Mazza, just spreading everything out, knowing that he's there waiting, and that is him dead.
Nicely done. And with the Juggernauts on the high ground and in the open space now they can extract their value, especially with those catapults firing from behind. You don't have to push fast, you just have to push hard. Does it look like Cookie is trying to go for his super defensive wall? Just remember, the answer to these pulsar walls, if you aren't aware, is a combination of spam and Thors. The EMP out of the Thor will stun all of these pulsars and let you push through. The other thing you can do is just attack from the other side. Because you don't need to get close to Cookie's base to destroy it. You just need to get close enough to destroy the backline and walk down the cliffs over here.
Oh, awesome triple D gun out of Jelio, taking out 3 Titans with the commander that had less than 10% health on it.
Why didn't you tell me that was coming up?
If I could get a word in, I would.
Yeah.
Vanguards also, they outrange pulsars by a little bit as well.
That is
and
good
there
to know.
isn't the density of shields needed to keep them out forever.
Yeah.
Units flooding into the bottom
Catapults
right
as
and the
well.
bottom left. We've got a lot of Titans coming out of the Kings on the bottom left, so that's going to be what's pushing. Whereas on the bottom right, that's what's defending. Only thing that's really stopping these behemoths and demons coming up in big numbers, and jugs, it's all here. Catapults, I don't actually think this is going to hold out much longer.
Every little bit of damage is going to help, and when the catapults run out of other things to shoot, that firepower is going to go onto the front lines. There we go. Just a couple of random shots over the outside, taking out a nice chunk of that T1 economy. And now the firepower is going to start heading towards all of those beamers. Oh, sorry, pulsars.
This is where the Juggernaut's going to do more damage in exploding rather than actually fighting. Just trying to push through this much stuff.
Just get it close and control D, she'll be right.
We had one go down, the second one there to really get in close. If we can have one of these explode right on the edge of the pulsars, it should be enough to take them out.
Oh, it does look like the catapults have fired at the right location. That's all the conversion down for Duffy. That means the economy for the peasants has now dropped to 250.
There you
And
go,
we also did get
D.
there we go. Nicely done right there. That is one way to break these pulsar blocks. Duffy calling hacks on this one. Unfortunately,
Rosie's not done fighting. She's in the top eating resbots with her resbot.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Get the stun on, stop the metal from coming in. This game it might not have mattered, but the reality is in other games it might actually matter. So never give up, never surrender until the odds are completely overwhelming. Two comms
Rob
left.
the madman.
Question is, where are they? I think they are in the...
Rob the Madman's just de-gunning everything on the top of a hill near the middle of the map. I don't know, he's still alive. Like literally still got 40%.
Max Chev's right there. 76 kills does go down. The last comm hiding in the top right hand side. I do believe this player might not be here anymore. That is in fact... Oh no, they are there. There we go, walking into the corner just there. there are a handful of the Jaguars coming to clean it up, so we'll either see a Control D or the Jaguars take it out in just a second. Oh, the Jaguars are not going to do that. They are looking but not finding. Should be enough here regardless. There we go.
The self D
Have
happening.
been, but the D gun is happening. Oh, sorry, the self D is happening. Very nicely done.
Go Kings. And thank you very much, Grump, for joining us on this one. Check out 2Pumps' Twitch. That's 2Pumps__.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I will hop into the Kings team now and